Hey guys, what's going on? So I decided to want to do this as a face cam thing, and this is gonna be long. Obviously this is gonna be one of my rant videos, and if this didn't tell you that this is gonna be a rant video, just me seeing my face, I don't know what will. There's no gameplay in this video, if the title didn't already suggest that as well. Now, I originally wanted to title this because I had this idea for a little while ago, and it was going to be something like super negative, and I'm still going to go into that. But it was going to be titled something to the effect of like why I hate people that are both free to play and pay to win. I put pay to win in air quotes because if you don't know my stance on pay to win, how this game is so pay to win, I can link you to that video. Just comment down below. This game isn't pay to win. And I'll link you to my video so that I don't have to like go into that in the in-depth that I went into it in that video. But this is something that I've wanted to make for a little bit now, and that is the idea that I don't think that this game is made for either free-to-play players or pay-to-win players. And that I think that there is a middle ground that I never find. And I don't know why I've taken it upon myself to try to like implore people on how they should spend money in this game. Whose job is it to tell, not Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, that he can't spend that he shouldn't be spending $50 million on a wedding, right? The guy has so much money, and people are like slamming him they're slamming him for spending $50 million on a wedding. But then, in comparison to his net worth, to how much he actually spent, people have equated it to a regular person spending about $25 on their wedding. And so then now they're trying to say that he's a cheapskate for being so cheap. That's $50 million spending on his wedding, right? Who am I to say how much somebody should spend on a game, right? Who am I to say, I start this video with, who am I to say how much you should spend on this game or anything in life, right? Who am I to say that? The rest of this video is going to be me saying that, and how I think that being either free to play or being pay to win is unnecessary in this game. In terms of being free to play, I don't think anywhere in this game, and if you want to point out to me where I'm wrong, I don't think there is anywhere in this game or in any promotion where they specifically state in a video or in text, free to play game. I don't think they've ever said that this is a free to play game. It is a free to play game in the sense that anybody can download it, but in the same way that anybody can download the McDonald's app, that's not a free to play food service. You can feel free to download this game and play it. But the idea that people argue constantly, why aren't you giving free-to-play players more stuff, is my point. I don't think that this is supposed to specifically just be a free-to-play game. There are games out there that are free-to-play games that you don't need to spend any money, and you can do everything, and you can do everything at a reasonable rate or at a non-competitive rate, right? I play this game called Evermerge. I will always sing its praises as being the best free-to-play game. I have never needed, nor have I ever once wanted to spend any money in that game, and I love it. I love the game. I love the progression. I don't care about spending money. If you can name a game, right, that is a quote-unquote free-to-play game, and you say, Rush Royale should be like Clash of Clans, or, whatever game you want to compare this to that you play or that you have played, and you want to give examples of, this common unit could beat this legendary unit, then my question would be, why don't you play that game and stop playing this game? Because I feel like that person that would say that comment plays both games and just complains about this one and hasn't dropped this one yet, but just constantly complains. And that's the thing about free-to-play players. And so I'm going to go into why I dislike free-to-play players, why I dislike like pay-to-win players, and say like, you know, like as a mid-level spender, which is what I am, I don't have the most pay-to-win thing that I currently have. It is July 3rd. I guess I should mention that right now. So if you do hear fireworks, they are coming out outside of my door. It is currently midday. So if you hear fireworks, these are being set off by crazy people because it's not even July 4th. And again, it's midday. But that is what that is, so that I never have to mention that again. So why I dislike free-to-play players, and then why I dislike how pay-to-win players spend money in this game, and why I think that this game is perfectly positioned to be a mid-level spending kind of game. I will always classify myself as a mid-level spender. I am not somebody who maxes out, you know, who reincarnates 3, who has a, you know, Frankenstein reincarnation 3, day 1, minute 2 of the event, you know, as soon as it comes out, you know, so that I could be on the top, so that it'll sit right next to my level 100 Zeus with my max glasses. You know, that's not me. That's not who I am. I don't even have a level 10 bard. You know, like that is who I am in this game. I have a level 2 Zeus that I have free to played. I have like a Fortuna that's like a 5 that I have free to played. I did spend some amount of money on a Necromancer at some point. I have like a level 20 Necromancer or something. And I haven't spent anything beyond that, right? In terms of like high-end level things in this game. And I feel like this game is perfectly positioned if you want to be a mid-level spender. The journey of a free-to-play person in this game is awful. Muck, he used to be a super famous like streamer for Royale. He still plays the game. He stopped playing for a really long time, got back into the game, you know, spent a whole bunch of money. He's basically back at the top where he was before when he stopped. He was a Riding Hood player through and through. That was like his unit. And he said, I believe in a stream that he did, if I had to play this game free to play and I didn't have enough money to buy the season pass, I'd quit the game. He's like, you have to buy at least the season pass. And I can't convince free to play players to buy the season pass. That $10 is impossible for some people. And I get it, I understand it, but at the same time, that is not something that you can be in this game. The amount of progression that you need to reasonably get so that you're not playing this game for 10 years to max out your first unit, right? You have to at the very least buy the season pass every month, and that's $120 a year. And if you are, you know, if you have no allowance and you have to ask your mom for their credit card to spend $10, you know, every single month, right, on this frivolous game, that's going to become impossible. If you are a kid that doesn't make money, like, and you play this game as a quote unquote free to play game, spending any amount of money is going to be impossible. And I don't think this game is for you. I feel like this game is essentially it is a hobby. It is not. I was told by my girlfriend every time I complain about like free to play players and their complaints and how this game sucks and how it's only pay to win and it's pay to win and there's you can't play this game free to play, right? This game, I was told by my girlfriend, is not an essential service. They can make their prices anything that they want, anything that they think that they can make money off of the general populace of people that play this game. If the season pass was $100 a month, they could do that. It's within their right to do it because it's not an essential service. Like all of a sudden, like you can't go to the store and all of a sudden milk is $100 a gallon, right? there would be things in place to say, you can't sell milk at this price. And if one store decided to sell milk at that price, you could just go to somewhere else and get milk somewhere else, because it's an essential service. It's an essential thing that people need. And so keeping that at a reasonable rate is a requirement. You have to do that. It has to be at a reasonable price. This game, if they wanted to say a season pass, oh, that season pass, we're gonna load it up with so many good rewards. It's now $100 a month. $90 if you buy it from the My Game store. If they wanted to do that, they could. And if everybody decided to not pay for that, then they would have to lower that price. And at the same time, they could sell it for $1, but then they would go out of business they would go out of business the other way. Everybody would pay $1 for it, but then they could be charging a little bit more, make a little bit more, and stay in business, because they might go out of business with all it is in essence a business. Rush Royale is a business, and a lot of people that are quote unquote free to play, they don't realize that this game is a business, that they are in the business to make money. They are not in the business to cater to you, a non-paying person. They have to pay staff. They have to pay people to maintain the game. They have to pay for their servers. They have to pay for, all the overhead. They have to pay for moderators in the Discord. They have to pay, art department. They have to pay R&D. They have to pay all these different people. And if they can't, and if they lose these people, then the game dies and it blows up and it's gone. So it is in their best interest to charge the exact amount that is a reasonable rate that people will buy, and not give it out for free, because if they give it out for free, they will run out of money to pay everybody. If they charge $100 a month, then nobody will pay, and they will not be able to pay anybody. And so charging $10 or $11 is the price point. And if you can't make that as your price point for this game once a month, then that's it. I wouldn't play this game. And there are other things that you could be doing with your life. And if that is too expensive for you, for where your life is, then you should be doing something else. I used to live in California, and I had a Disneyland pass. And a Disneyland pass, you know what, I'll go with this. It used to be $80 to $90 to go into Disneyland for a one day, one park, right? I want to say it's like $150 right now to do a one day, one park. Now they have two parks, and I believe it's $150 for one person, for one park, for one day. I used to spend, I don't know, at a certain point, it was like $500 for a Disney pass for the year. That price increased to like $1,000 over the course of time, obviously. And a lot of people were really angry about that, right? And a lot of people were really angry that, Disneyland is becoming so expensive, right? And there were other theme parks that were charging, like a SeaWorld, right? You could go to SeaWorld, and they had a deal. I took advantage of this deal, and it was buy a day, get a year free, and free parking for that year. The Disney pass that was $1,000, that didn't even come with free parking. That was just to get into the park. And if you wanted to park, it was like $30 a day. If it's too expensive, right, you could complain, and people did online, that it was getting too expensive and they were pricing people out. And if it's too expensive, this is not an essential service. You don't need to go to Disneyland. If you want to go to a theme park, you could go to SeaWorld and pay like $80 and get a year free and get free parking for the year. You want to go to SeaWorld? Sure. But if you want to go to Disneyland, right, you have to pay, this is the price, you have to pay that price because other people are paying that price. That's just how much it costs. You can be angry about that. You can say, I can't afford that, but that becomes a you problem. Free-to-play players saying that things are too expensive, like a season pass or something, and saying that they need everything, that they should be given things, feels like if you went free-to-play to a bar with a friend, and let's say your friend was the bartender there, and he said, hey, come out to my bar, right? We'll have some fun, I can hook you up with some free drinks, right? And you went, and when you go to this bar, you don't have to go to a bar, ever. I want you to know that. I want you to know, viewer, you don't have to go to a bar, ever. You never have to go to a bar. There is no reason why you have to go to a bar. That is a choice. That is a hobby. That is a choice. You are choosing to go to a bar in the same way that you are choosing to play this game. Your friend invites you and says, I work here. I can hook you up with a free drink, right? So you go and you're like, okay, yeah, like I'll take a drink. He gives you a $10 drink for free. Great. Now there are two like trains of thought that you can go down. One, hey, super cool that my friend bought me a drink, gave me the hookup. It's so nice of him, so great, so gracious, right? I'm so grateful that this person, I didn't want to spend money here, I don't have the money to spend. This person is giving me something for free, right? Thank you, friend, right? That's a train that you can go down. Or you can be like everybody else in the Discord and say, why are you being so cheap? You should give me 5 drinks. What am I gonna do with 1 drink? I can't get drunk off of 1 drink. Fuck you and you're greedy, you greedy person. Why aren't you buying me more drinks? You should buy me more drinks. I'm here as your friend. I am a loyal customer for you. I'm not gonna pay you, but I'm loyal. I'm a loyal customer that's here. And you should pay me to be here. You should give me more stuff. Why are you paying attention to those other people that are giving you money for drinks? You should be giving me drinks for free. You should be giving me 5 drinks every single time for free. Because I'm your friend. We're best friends. I'm your best friend. You should be giving me so much more. And that's everybody on the Discord. That's everybody in every comment section. Why aren't you doing more for me as a free-to-play player? Why aren't you doing more for me? You changed this. You shouldn't have changed that. Like, now it's harder for me to have fun. Because that's what a bar is. A bar becomes more fun the more you can pay. And that's what this game is. This game becomes more fun the more things you have. Or that's like the idea, right? But you have to also understand that you're not owed anything if you're not going to pay anything. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Now, on the opposite side of this is the pay-to-win side. And I'm going to use A-Friend Gaming as an example. And I love this guy. I've talked to this guy, I think that he's a great content creator. But something that I will never understand, and he has his own reasons for this, and I will never understand them, and maybe there are more reasons than just the one reason, but he stopped making content because they introduced reincarnations into the game. And as a content creator, he always wanted to be at the top because for the longest time, he was. He maxed out every card. He finished maxing out every card. Every time a new event unit came out, he spent the money day 1, minute 1 to max that card out. And then all of a sudden they introduce reincarnations. Now you need so many more copies, and you need to buy celestial shards, and you need to buy magic orbs in order to reincarnate 3 your unit. And not only do you have to reincarnate 3 your unit, but you now have to reincarnate 3 other units and do that same exact process in order to max out this unit. And he felt that that's insane. That if he wanted to day 1, minute 1, reincarnate 3 everything, that would cost too much money. And so instead of scaling back, like a regular person, instead of just being like, hey, here's my bruiser reincarnation 1, here's me doing gameplay, I believe that made him feel lesser. And so instead of doing that, he just decided to just basically not care anymore. And he doesn't stream. And he makes low effort content, and that's it. He's like, I'm done. Now, that's not to say that he doesn't spend money in the game, because he still does. And he is still in the process. You can look up his account. He still reincarnates units. So it's not like he decided to boycott the game at all. He just doesn't make content anymore because he feels like if he can't be at the top, then what's the point? And I don't get that. I will never understand that. I will never understand how you could have that much stuff and not want to make content just because your unit is not a reincarnation 3. And I don't know, maybe he thinks that we'll think less of him. Oh my God, just a Twilight Ranger level 15? What a loser. You know, like, what? I don't know what's the thought process there. I don't like that type of person either. Because there are smart ways to spend money in this game. An event unit would come out like a Treon when they went to the 74 system, and you had to buy, you had to spin the wheel 73 times. You can go back to his video on Treon when he maxed out Treon and complained about how expensive it was and how $2,000 or whatever the fuck was way too expensive for a new unit. Thousands of dollars for a Treon. That's not even good anymore. But that is what people at the top feel like they need to do in order to stay at the top. And then they complain that the developers the prices are too much. I don't like that kind of person either. That would be like saying that you have a 500, maybe that's too expensive. You have a $100 million Lamborghini, right? $1,000? $100,000? $100,000 Lamborghini. What's the going rate for Lamborghinis? I don't know. I'm not going to look this up. Let's say you have a Lamborghini, right? Some expensive car, right? And let's say you're taking your friend, right? And he throws up in the back seat of your car. Do Lamborghinis have back seats? I feel like they're only 2-seat cars. Maybe we should change the car to a Bentley. Or, I don't know, a car with a back seat. Maybe they throw up in the front seat. I guess they could easily throw up in the front seat. Let's say you have a Lamborghini and your friend throws up in the front seat of your car. And I had the concept of this. I didn't think it all the way through. Let's say they throw up in the front seat of your car. And all of a sudden, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. I'm never gonna get this clean. This car will never be the same. Now I have to buy another car. I can't believe you did this. Like, now I have to completely buy another car. And Lamborghini, you should make your cars cheaper. The prices of your cars are too expensive for me to want to buy another car. I can't believe you're spending. You're such greedy developers. I'm not even gonna buy a car. Screw it. I'm not even gonna buy a car. I don't even want a car. I'm gonna walk everywhere. That's what A Friend Gaming did. Or I guess in his case, he was like, I'm going to ask my friend to drive me around. That's what ABI gaming ABI is. What is it? I can't even remember what the acronym is. That like first-person shooter thing that he plays now. That's what it feels like to me. I'm just like, no. A Friend Gaming, man. You can clean the car. Just clean the car. You don't need to buy a new car. We still love you. We still love you. You just need to clean the car. You can keep the car. It's fine. You don't need to spend $500,000. You don't need to spend $100,000 on another car. We don't want you to buy another car. It's fine. Just continue, making content. You don't need to spend this much. You don't need to spend this much to begin with. Like that's not why we watch you. We watch you for you. We don't watch you because you have a Twilight Ranger Reincarnation 3. Like, we watch you because we like you, the person. Like, we like, hearing your opinion when you do streams. We like looking at max cards with somebody talking so that it's not just a Momo Royale. We like you, the person. We don't care if you have the max everything. We don't care that you only have a level 80 Zeus. And he's like, no, I have to buy a whole new car because somebody threw up and I don't have the money. And that greedy car company, they don't want to lower their price of their car that I now have to spend another $100,000 on. And these are the two camps of people. And I don't understand either. And I think in this game, you can be a mid-tier spender. And like I said, I'm not here to, to tell you how to spend your money. If you want to do that, if you want to spend $2,000 on the unit to max it out, sure, okay. But to complain that prices are insane, that's a you thing. That's a you thing. You chose to do that. You don't need to spend $1,000 to max something out immediately. You chose to do that for the convenience, for the idea that you saw it, that you did it first. And you know what I want to equate this to? People like myself who need to see a movie day of. When Jurassic World Rebirth comes out tomorrow, if I didn't already see it on Monday at a secret screening, I would pay $15 to see it day one. Because I need to see it. Because I like movies. And I really want to see it, right? Now, if I complained that movie tickets are too expensive, that's a me thing. Because I could wait till Tuesday of next week to see it for $5 and it's the same movie. Or I could wait months from now when they put it on a streaming service that I already have and I could see it for free. But what you're paying for is not technically the movie. When I go see Fantastic Four day one for $15 a ticket, I'm not paying to see Fantastic Four. I'm paying to see it early. I'm paying for the idea that I can say, I saw it and you didn't. I saw it first and you didn't. I saw it and I know about it and you don't know about it because you're waiting for it to go on Disney Plus in 3 months. That's what I'm paying for. I'm not paying for the movie because the movie, you will see the movie 3 months from now on Disney Plus, and we will then have seen the same movie, and then now it's not special anymore. I just spent more for quote unquote no reason, but I wanted to because it's an amount of money that I have, and because I really want to see it first. And that's the argument for pay to win people. People spending $1,500 on a new unit to max it out, Reincarnation 3, day one, the second that it comes out. Oh, you added, legendary talents, they go to 100. I'm gonna spend $2,000 right now, max it out. They're paying for the access. If somebody started this game tomorrow and decided to max out a gadget, I also just maxed out my gadget. We now have equal gadgets. I didn't spend any money on my gadget. They could spend tomorrow money for a gadget to max out a gadget to 100, and at that point we will both be the same and nothing matters. I'm eventually going to get a level 15 genie. People spent large quantities of money maxing out genie day one. And I've spent like $10 over the course of time to get it from events, and now we both have a max genie, and who cares? I could spend $15 to see Fantastic Four the Thursday that it comes out. You could wait 3 months and see it for free on Disney Plus, and at that point we will both be the same. Who cares? If you don't care about being first, you can save a lot of money. And that's how I would recommend people play this game. You could spend the exact same amount of money that you're spending and have more over the course of time. If you spent $2,000 to max out a event unit day one, you could spend a reasonable $500 over the course of time, probably less than that, playing events over and over, and max out 4 event units over the course of time. Or you can spend that much money and max out 1 event unit the day that it comes out and be mad that it costs so much. I feel like this game, the first thing I want to say as a closing thought, the first thing that I want to say is that I think that this game is a hobby. And a lot of people treat this like life. They treat this like people who are free to play, they treat this like, like why are the developers so greedy? And why is this such a pay to win game? And oh, everything's stacked against me. And I think pay to win players also say the same thing, but for different reasons. And I think that this game is just a hobby. It's supposed to just be a hobby. It's supposed to just be like something like going to the bar. It's supposed to just be something that you do when you have the money. You don't go to a bar and you don't bring your wallet and you hope people will give you free drinks. Unless you're a hot girl, then you could probably do that. But if you're not, you're probably not going to get free stuff, right? You don't go to a bar, you don't go to a theme park with no money and hope that somebody could sneak you in and hope that somebody will just give you free food and buy you like a toy, right? It's money. It's money based. These things are entertainment things. Rush Royale is an entertainment game. And if you don't have the money, I would not recommend this game. It's very difficult to play this game completely free to play. If you don't even have the money to buy a season pass, I wouldn't recommend playing this game. You have to give back to this game a little bit. I'm not saying to spend $2,000 on an event unit to reincarnate at 3, right? Day 1. But I'm also not saying to play this game free to play and then demand everything from the developers, even when they give you stuff for free. What this game is to me is like going to the bar. It's a fun thing that I do, that I spend money on, and it's not, a lot of people like to compare this game to at a time when downloadable content wasn't a thing, when you could buy for $60 Tekken 2, Street Fighter 3, and then you have the full game. $60, that's it. You have the full game, that's the game. That's not what this is either. Because people will take that price and say people want you to spend $10 on this, $10 on this, $20 on this. This game is too expensive, right? That's not what this is. This is like going to the bar and buying drinks at a bar, or going golfing and spending money to run the course. It's a hobby that you put money into. It's like going to Disneyland and buying a pass. That's what this game is. It is not a single price game. And if you don't have the money, you don't need to play this game. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you to play this game free to play. I'm telling you right now, if you don't even want to buy a season pass, don't play this game. This is a game that requires monetary investment into it in order to not be ahead, but to stay at like a reasonable rate. That if you spend like $10 here, $10 here, you'll get reasonable progression. And you'll eventually have everything at a reasonable rate. I've been playing this game since 2021. And my account looks how it looks. And I have not spent thousands of dollars on a event unit. And I haven't spent thousands of dollars on a legendary hero. I've spent a large quantity of money, probably if you added it all up. But I also have not cared about any of the amount of money that I've spent. In the same way that if you have a car, and I've made this comparison before. If you have a car and you have to get gas every 2 weeks, every week, do you ever like count the amount of like how much gas you're putting into your car? No. Because at the time, it's not that much money. It's like $20, right? And because it's something that you have to do in order to have a car. It's just, like you could choose to walk, but if you want to have a car, you have to spend the amount for gas. At the very least, you have to have gas money. You have to spend $20 for gas. You could complain to the gas company. All you care about is money, gas company. You should make it lower. I'm a paying customer. You should make your prices lower. That's not a them problem. That's a you problem because you choose to have a car. You're choosing to have a car. And you're choosing to use this gas station. If you choose to play Rush Royale, as opposed to choosing to play a different game, these are the prices. This is how it is. Now you can do that if that is within your budget. But if it becomes outside of your budget, if things become outside of your budget, there's smart ways to spend money in this game. You can spend the same amount that some pay-to-win player spends in a smart way. I can, if you want tips on how to, like, the exact things that you should be buying, at what point you should be buying them, like, things that you should be saving, things, like, if you want efficient ways of, like, spending things, if you want to spend money and you want to know the most efficient way of getting the most bang for your buck, if you want tips on how to do that, I can help you. But I can't help people that complain, free-to-play players that complain about this game being pay to win, and pay-to-win players saying that this game is too expensive because of how much they spend, and free-to-play players saying that this game is pay to win because of how much they spend, which is nothing. You need to be somewhere in the middle. There is a middle ground. And I wish more people lived in that middle ground. I wish more people were smarter with how they spend money in this game. Because you do have to spend money in this game. It's an entertainment thing. I just wish that people were smarter about it and were mid-tier level spenders. Because for as long as I've been doing this, as long as I've been as long as I've been a content creator, there are so many people that are either free to play or pay to win.